So thanks. So yes, I'm a researcher in Grenoble. I work in fluid dynamics, and this is a package that I developed recently for doing non-uniform fast Fourier transforms. So the idea is to compute. What we want to do is, let's say you have a non-uniform set of points, and you want to compute some kind of FFT of this. But only that the only problem is that the points are not uniformly spaced, so you can do a fast Fourier transform. And so in principle, so the idea is to go from these non-uniform values onto some uniform grid in, let's say, in Fourier space. So the idea is to compute this kind of non-uniform Fourier transform. And so there are algorithms for this. So there's an algorithm that exists. So this is what is called a type 1 transform. So where you go from non-uniform points in, let's say, in physical space to uniform points in Fourier space. So this actually depends on the application, and there are different interpretations. There are different conventions as well, depending on the sign and everything. But basically, this is the type 1 non-uniform FFT. And then there's also a type 2 FFT, non-uniform FFT, which does the opposite. It's not the inverse, but it's a transform that takes uniform values here and gives you non-uniform values in physical space. So if you compute them directly, the cost is quite high. So this is in D dimension. So this you can generalize it to any dimension you want, and it's quite expensive. So there is an algorithm for this. So which uses the FFT actually. So for the I will focus on the type 1 case, which is kind of the more delicate one. So it basically consists of 3 steps. The basic idea is to convolute the data first, then do a basic FFT, and then deconvolute in Fourier space. So basically, if you have your data points in non-uniform space, you apply some convolution with a window function that you choose, so you spread this value onto the neighboring grid points. So you define a grid, and then you spread the values, and you do this for every point, and you get values on uniform points. And once you've done this, you can do an FFT. And once you have the FFT, so this is the FFT of a coarse-grained data. I mean, and once you have this, you can deconvolute, and this is very easy to do in Fourier space because it's simply a division by the Fourier transform of this window function. And this is quite fast. I mean, it can be quite fast. And so there are different parameters in this problem that control accuracy. So it looks really bad, but basically there are different parameters that play a role here. So one is you have to choose an oversampling factor. So if you want a grid of n points, you need to do an FFT on a grid which is slightly larger. And this improves accuracy. There are different choices of spreading functions. So you can think of using a Gaussian, but there are better choices. So for example, Kaiser-Bessel and backward Kaiser-Bessel, these are better choices. I won't give the details here. And another important parameter is the spreading width. So it's how many grid points around your point will you use. And this increases accuracy a lot, but also increases the cost of computation. So why creating a new package? So I created this non-uniform FFTs package because I had some specific needs. So in my research, I do this kind of simulation. You don't see a lot, but these are vortex filaments. These are lines in space which interact by Biot-Savart's law. And basically, I use FFTs. I use non-uniform FFTs. So these are basic lines which are not on a grid. So you can use this algorithm to get some Fourier space information of these lines. So basically, this is real data. And non-uniform FFTs for real data, it doesn't really exist in libraries, which I was kind of surprised of. I also wanted GPU support and generic GPU support. Wanted to use NVIDIA, AMD, or other. And yeah, so that's basically my requirements. And so there are already alternatives. So there's 2 great packages already, which is one is FineNUFFT, which wraps a C++ library, which is quite well known, but it only accepts complex data. And for GPUs, well, it also supports CUDA, but only CUDA. As for NFFT, so this is another one which is native Julia. but it's quite memory intensive, basically. So it wasn't really an option for me. So this is the package that I developed. So basically, well, of course, this package accepts real data. So which allows to reduce memory requirements by 2, basically, and it's implemented. The GPU implementation is based on kernel abstraction, so you can target any kind of GPUs, basically, and yeah, so that's basically it. That's basically the most important part of the package. And so this is kind of a small example of how would you use this. So basically, you define some data points and values. So let's say I want 256 Fourier modes. I have 100 non-uniform points. So I define my points. I define my values at each point, and then I define a plan. So I define a plan with some spreading width that I define. So this is a static value. It means that all the kernels will be compiled for this specific value. And so as previous presentation, we use static arrays to optimize things. And then once you create the plan, you set the points. So this allows you to also to update the points easily if you want and quickly. And once you've done this, you execute either a type 1 transform or either a type 2 transform. So this is on the CPU. If you want to use it on the GPU, it's almost the same. So basically, you load the your GPU package. Here we use adapt also for convenience, and you choose the backend. So this is the kernel abstractions backend associated to CUDA, and so you define data on the GPU. Then you create the plan with the chosen backend, and then the rest stays the same. You apply the plan. You do your transforms. So what about performance? So performance is quite good. So this is tested on, well, this is on CPUs and on NVIDIA GPUs, relatively recent H100. So on CPUs, it's quite similar performance to FFT. And on GPUs, so this is, well, there are two different methods. So 2 different implementations, and one of them, so this one is quite faster than FFT, and the reason is that we use actually we use a method based on shared memory for those who are familiar with it, which is adapted from actually a FFT paper, but with important differences that improve a lot the performance. So I could get into the details if I have the time, but otherwise you can come see me. This is when this is for complex data. But if you have a real data problem, if you use real data, you gain a lot. So you gain a lot. FFT, of course, it only works with complex data, so things don't change. But you can gain a lot with real data. And then things work quite well also on AMD. So yeah, you can go. It's not as good as with CUDA currently, but maybe there are things to improve. But it's already quite good. So these are more technical details, but as I said, there are 2 GPU methods for spreading. So this spreading operation is the most complicated one. Well, the FFT is already. I don't care about the FFT, is already done. So there's a naive method, which is basically each GPU block corresponds to n points, and you go through the points kind of sequentially. And the other method is you store in shared memory, you store a small output block, and you try to avoid all copies to global memory. I mean, you defer them to as late as possible. And the difference with the original FFT implementation is that we avoid all atomic operations on shared memory. And this is actually, it was recently ported to FFT, and actually the details, it's Marco Barbone who wrote them on FFT's website. So this is it. So basically, non-uniform FFTs is quite fast and it's quite generic, and this is all thanks to Julia and thanks especially to the GPU ecosystem, to the different packages that have been developed for it. It's mainly tuned for 3D, but there are things to improve, I think, in 2D and maybe 1D. And another, I haven't tried the other GPU packages, OneAPI, Metal, but I think I hope it should work. I don't know. And that's it. Thanks.
Thank you.